Hey guys, today we'll be covering a 2022 film called Deadly Cheer Mom. The movie revolves around a teen named Beth Hartford who goes to school with her cheerleader friends Sarah, Olivia, and Violet. She is the daughter of the school's cheerleading coach, Deb. Using her authority, Deb has appointed her daughter the captain of the cheerleading team. This has drawn some criticism from others who accuse Deb of favoritism. During Beth's promotion, Deb also removed a teen named Violet from the cheerleading team. Beth worries that Violet must be feeling some animosity towards her because her mother kicked her off the team, but Violet assures her that all is well between them. The state's best school, Rossmore Carmel University, is scouting for girls to recruit for their cheerleading team, and they are hosting a workshop at Beth's school. The selected student will receive a full-ride scholarship to the university. Lucky for Beth, her mom Deb is good friends with the university recruiter, Teddy. Later, a fellow cheerleader named Ashley and her mother Marisol argue with Deb over Beth being selected as cheer captain and about the Carmel University scholarship. Deb tries to calm down the situation, but Marisol heads to the principal's office to register a complaint. They have a heated argument in front of the principal, and it's revealed that Deb and Marisol were once cheerleaders together. To put an end to the quarrel, Principal McNamara offers to oversee the selection process for the cheerleading scholarship. At home, Beth and Deb discuss the cheerleading team, and the latter suggests removing Beth's friend, Sarah, from the team. Just then, Beth gets a text from an unknown number, threatening her not to go to the workshop. However, she ignores it and later goes live on Instagram and updates her followers about the workshop. In the next scene, Beth apologizes to Violet for having a partial role in her sack from the team, and they soon become good friends. At midnight, Beth sneaks out to a party with her boyfriend Grant. There, the two of them argue about not getting to spend quality time with one another because of Beth's practice. However, they eventually make up, and later, Beth is peer pressured into drinking beer. Meanwhile, Ashley is seen secretly recording a video of Beth drinking. The next day, as Beth is getting ready for the first workshop, she receives a deep fake of her drinking tequila while insulting her friends. It's evident that the video has been heavily edited. At school, Beth shows the video to Sarah, Olivia, and Violet. All four of them suspect Ashley to have made the video, since Beth and her are rivals. Later at the workshop, Beth meets Teddy for the first time. He tells her that he has heard a lot about her and is expecting a lot from her. She then meets choreographer Shauna, who is also Teddy's partner. Just before the training session, Violet learns that she is not eligible for the scholarship since she is no longer part of the cheerleading team. Devastated, she watches from the sidelines as her friends train. After an intense session, Beth takes a water break. However, when she returns back to the training, she gets disoriented and faints. Deb rushes Beth to the hospital, and her health finally stabilizes. After a while, the doctor runs some tests on Beth and discharges her, mentioning that it will be some days before the results arrive. The next day, Beth learns that the deep fake has been posted online and has gone viral. This time, the deep fake looks more realistic and believable. Worried, Beth seeks comfort in her friends. However, Sarah's dismissive attitude towards her predicament makes Beth smell a rat. Principal McNamara also learns about the video and reprimands Beth. She tries to prove her innocence, but the principal refuses to believe her and gives her detention on the second day of the workshop as punishment. Soon, Deb and the rest of the cheerleaders also find out about the video. As expected, Ashley's mother, Marisol, rebukes Beth for the video. When Deb and Olivia's mother, Rebecca, come to her defense, Ashley shows everyone the video of Beth drinking. Deb is taken aback by the video, and she is forced to remove Beth as captain and suspend her from the football game. Beth admits to drinking while also maintaining that the leaked video is fake, but Deb refuses to believe her. Later that day, Grant sneaks into Beth's room and the two discuss the viral video. Beth maintains that she is innocent, but Grant advises her to confess to Principal McNamara even if the video is morphed, explaining that accountability goes further than the truth. On game day, Beth watches her friends cheerleading and feels left out. To cheer her up, Grant reveals that he has applied to Rossmore Carmel University just so he could be with her, even if she has little to no chance of getting the scholarship. That night, Beth starts having nightmares of all the trouble she's been going through in the past week. When she wakes up, she notices the window of her room open. Frightened, she gets up and closes the window immediately before going back to sleep. The next day at detention, Beth gazes out the window of her classroom feeling envious of her friends who are at the workshop. She ultimately decides to take Grant's advice and make a false confession to the principal. The advice works, and the principal allows her to attend the workshop, exchanging her detention for a week's worth of trash pickup. At the workshop, Beth is welcomed by Shauna, who consoles her and expresses her belief in her innocence. Meanwhile, at Deb's home, Marisol, Rebecca, and the others are planning a cheerleader fundraising gala. There, Deb receives yet another video of Beth. In the video, she is seen talking about drugs and confessing that she would sleep with Teddy to secure the scholarship. Olivia and Sarah are also seen on the video drinking and making out with guys. The girls' mother are shocked by the video, and they place all the blame on Deb's daughter Beth. To top it off, Beth's hospital report also arrives, and Deb confronts Beth in her room about the report and the new video. It's revealed that traces of the drug Beth mentioned in the recent video were found in her system. Beth is shocked as she has never taken drugs. Suddenly, she remembers drinking from a bottle before she fainted. She puts two and two together and concludes that someone spiked her water. However, Deb refuses to believe her and checks Beth's room. Lo and behold, Deb finds alcohol and pills under Beth's bed, much to the latter's surprise. Meanwhile, Marisol shows the video to the principal, and he calls the mothers of the girls in the video. After the meeting, Beth is suspended from the team for 2 weeks, and Olivia is banned from Friday's football game, while Sarah receives no punishment as she didn't technically violate the cheerleading policy. Marisol is unhappy with the severity of the punishments, but Principal McNamara dismisses her objections. Later, as Deb confides in Rebecca that she found drugs in Beth's room, Marisol eavesdrops on the conversation. Rebecca advises Deb to hire a counselor for Beth. Later that day, Beth encounters Violet sitting by herself. She goes over to talk to her and offers to give her a spot on the team, but Violet declines, mentioning that after she was removed from the team, she found herself a new passion: animation. The following day, Beth and Grant discuss their suspicion about Violet's possible involvement in the video leak because of her new interest in animation classes. After hearing what Grant has to say, she decides to confront her. Later that day, Beth finally confronts Violet and asks if she made the deepfakes to take revenge for getting axed from the cheerleading team. However, Violet denies the accusations and tells Beth that getting kicked off the team was the best thing that happened to her. The two girls go back and forth, and Violet manages to convince Beth that she's innocent. They then make up, and Beth invites Violet to the fundraiser. Following this, the movie cuts to the fundraising gala, where things only get worse. There, someone plays a deepfake video featuring both Beth and Deb talking about harming the other cheerleaders to get what they want. In the video, they also insult Violet. The video causes an uproar at the gala, and Principal McNamara is forced to kick the mother-daughter duo out of the event. In the aftermath, Beth is suspended from school, and Deb is fired from her job as Marisol takes her place as coach. It is also revealed that an active investigation into Deb and Beth is taking place after someone has tipped off the police about the drugs found in Beth's room. However, Beth refuses to give up, and she teams up with Olivia to sneak into the school principal's office to check the CCTV footage from the night of the fundraising event. Sure enough, there's a hooded figure setting up the deepfake video. Soon, the footage exposes the hooded figure's identity, and it's revealed to be Rebecca, Olivia's mother, much to the surprise of both girls. Beth insists on calling the police, but Olivia advises her to confront Rebecca before taking such a drastic step. Olivia also advises Beth to go alone, and after the two depart, she rushes back home to alert her mother that Beth has found out about her. It turns out that Olivia was also an accomplice of her mother. The mother-daughter duo planned all this because Olivia wants the scholarship. Rebecca says she went to such great lengths in order to instill prestige and success in her daughter. When Olivia panics about Beth finding out the truth, Rebecca lashes out at her for being a coward and sends her to her room. Meanwhile, Deb learns about the police investigation and immediately suspects Marisol and goes over to confront her. It turns out that Deb was aware of Marisol eavesdropping on her private conversation with Rebecca. However, Marisol admits to eavesdropping, but claims she is innocent, explaining that she would never do something like that because of her own nephew's struggle with drug addiction. Deb then realizes it was Rebecca all along who tipped the police off and goes over to her home to confront her. Beth arrives first at Rebecca's home to confront her. Rebecca casually admits everything while accusing Beth and Deb of ruining the cheerleading team. Furious, Beth attempts to call the police, but Rebecca snatches the phone from Beth and knocks her out. Rebecca then calls Olivia down from her room. However, instead of helping Rebecca get rid of Beth, Olivia kills her own mother with the bat as she is fed up with Rebecca's manipulative control. Soon, Deb arrives at the scene, but Olivia puts on an act and frames Beth for killing Rebecca. Soon the police also arrive and arrest Beth. The movie then cuts to Olivia happily accepting the scholarship and thanking her late mother. Next, Deb is seen contacting Beth in her cell, with Beth admitting that she screwed over her friends to make herself number one on the cheerleading team, while Deb admits to favoritism towards Beth. In the final scene, it is revealed that there was a third conspirator, Violet, who helped create the first videos. However, Violet is unaware of what went down at Rebecca's home, and when she asks Olivia, the latter calls her mother's death an accident before going off to party with her friends.